So yeah, this is episode 2, so here we go. My goodness. I quite enjoy this one. It's based primarily on Frankenstein, and it's also based mainly on The Shining, I think the movie The Haunting as well. It's pretty good. I actually really like this chapter a lot. I'm a big fan of, I think it's also, like, just a lot more balanced overall. Oh no. I did... This is a very, very awful situation to be in. Holy crap. I don't think I'm going to be able to weasel my way out of this one. I don't want to have to reset, though. So we're just going to roll with it. Yeah, basically, we're going to have to go back down there eventually. So yeah, you can technically open that door without the key, but I don't advise it. So that was a very, very scary thing. This game is very easy to, like, screw up and do something wrong. It's incredibly easy to do anything wrong in this game. So, yeah, for the most part, I'd say this chapter is a lot more balanced. It's a lot more fun, I guess, compared to the first chapter. There's a lot more level variety, a lot more enemy variety. We get introduced to the Fat Butcher enemy as well. Those are pretty easy. I mean, they're basically just like a tankier zombie enemy. They basically just shoot a very slow projectile. They're not hard at all. But they are also going to throw these new spiders at us, so these don't do very much damage, but they can black your screen, and the green ones can cause you to hallucinate, I'm pretty sure. So, like I said, there's a lot of, each chapter adds a little bit more gameplay, which is something that is, you know, pretty common for this time of gaming. I don't like this. I don't think I heard him die. There we go. So, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of really cool and just new stuff that was added in this game. Like, just new environments, new everything. This whole game just does definitely keep things pretty varied, which, gotta love it for that. I mean, it's so unique. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it. It's not like, well, in Doom, every chapter was different for sure, but at the same time in Doom, you pretty much just faced the Cacodemon, and then that was it. In, like, the original one, I should say. And then new enemies got slowly introduced into the game. So, in this, however, you get more enemies, more variety. You just kind of get a little bit more of everything each, you know, new chapter. So, by the end, you're pretty much just kind of like, okay, I know what to do. I know what all these enemies are going to do. So, it's a very, like, you know, unique experience. It's, like I said, just how games were made back then, because I believe the first episode was shareware. I think almost every single old school FPS was pretty much like that as well. So, that's something that, like, you know, also, this is an entirely different sector. When this happens, I'm actually teleporting to a new spot. It's quite a, you know, crafty way of working around it. Also, we get introduced to the Gill Beast. These guys are pretty fucking awful. So Gill Beast have a unique function as well. So those bone eels are what they're called, I'm pretty sure. Those pretty much just, you know, they swim towards you and then they die. However, they can't go on land. The Gill Beast can work on land, or it can be, like, in the water. Obviously, in the water, it moves quicker, so it's definitely something you want to be keen on. If you see them out of the water, I'd suggest probably killing them ASAP, but you can kind of avoid them. You can stun lock them away by just shooting at them while you're underwater. It's not the worst thing ever, but they definitely can do a hell of a lot of damage. They can also body you into stuff quite easily as well. The bone eels, I haven't even shown those off yet, but they're not too bad. Oh yeah, by the way, in Blood, even the mirrors bleed. So, there's a lot of goofy shit in this game. Just stuff like that makes me really happy. It's a very unique game. That's all there is to it. I think that's something that, at the time these games all came out, you know, everybody wanted to be like Doom, right? They wanted the new shooter experience. They wanted to redefine the FPS. They wanted to add new gimmicks here and there to make, you know, people want to play it. So, Bloods was basically just tons of gore, pop culture references. We got boobs on the walls here. I mean, they're pixely, but they're there. You know, you've got, like, Evil Dead references, literary references, film references. Like I said, Shadow Warrior was more of the parody of Asian culture, and this is more of the parody of horror culture. So, this is also the level we get introduced to the Butcher. I like this level quite a bit, actually. It's pretty neat. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry, that's the next one. Oh, no, it is. They look slightly different. That's why I was thinking it. Don't listen to me. I mean, you're listening to me, but don't. So, these are the Butchers. They move really slowly. They have a fuckload of HP. And they just kind of throw up, and they just do that. 2 flares is more than enough to kill them instantly. I don't really think they're very threatening. Sometimes I just ignore them if I can, like if I'm really low on ammo. But I would suggest getting rid of them because they can just sort of like build up in areas. They can kind of bug you with some little damage here and there, so they're not entirely dangerous, but they're definitely not, you know... Oh, by the way, Elvira, that's what that's supposed to be. I know it's hard to tell, but there's pixel cleavage, I know it's Elvira, so... that's all there is to it. Like, yeah. Also, like in Duke, you can flick on light switches that's just raising, lowering the lights of the sector. It's pretty basic. You can do that in Doom as well. But I think in Doom it's only raise or lower, not alter between. Maybe with some heavily modified source ports you can, but I don't know about a vanilla Doom experience. I think only thing you could adjust and then was like lights, so... Like I said, very interesting level designs too. They were all based kind of like with what Duke Nukem 3D was trying to do, which was, you know, build realistic locales. Like, I can tell this is supposed to be a lumber mill. I can tell what things are just from like looking at them. So compared to Doom, which has like a very mazy, you know, kind of slapdash weird shit because that's just the way it was designed. I mean, Wolf 3D was also like that as well, but that game is essentially just a maze game with some Nazis thrown into it. So, I'm not really a huge fan of Wolf. I have played Wolf 3D numerous times, and each time I play it, I just get a fucking migraine playing it. So, I don't think it's terrible, but I understand the point of its place in history, but I just don't like it very much. I think it's a little, you know, boring, I guess. And that's not to say most FPS games are very different. You're just shooting dudes until you get to the next level, find key cards. I mean, that's the basic FPS formula in a nutshell. But for the most part, Blood does have a has a very nice mix-up of the gameplay where there's some... Oh, Jesus. So you can see what I'm talking about now. The Tommy gun enemies, top priority. That is... Oh yeah, that's too close. Those are probably the most important enemy to take care of ASAP when you see them. Later on, we get a couple of different flavors of cultists. Oh, Jesus, now I'm tripping DOS balls. Here we go. So, you also have your aim skewed when you're doing that. I think Redneck Rampage had a similar function as well with the beer meter, but I don't want to play that game. It just does not look fun to play. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm like, you know, I'm sure it's got its high moments, it's got its low moments, just like all games in general, but to me, every time I see stuff for it, I don't want to play it. It doesn't seem very good. I need a key. So, there's that. Also, in this game, you can sequence break quite a bit, especially when you get, like, boots of jumping, which I will do if I can. So, the other problem with this damn level in general is it's actually kind of easy to get turned around in. I just want to do this. I know it's small, but being able to do that is really cool. There we go. I knew it was from an enemy drop, but I just don't remember where the hell he died. So, yeah, that's the only problem with a lot of Blood's levels, is they're very easy to get turned around in, and not every single key that requires, like, you know, a lock, sorry, every door that needs a key has the exact same kind of, like, mechanics. Like, you can see the skull key is used in 2 different spots rather than just that one area. There's a lot of keys in this game that do that, so I can't really fault Blood too much. I've already expressed my issues with it in general. I'm also not really a fan of you know, giving enemies keys, because at the end of the day, that can sometimes bite you in the ass, especially if the enemy dies in a weird spot, you don't know where they died at. It tends to be a problem. Not a huge problem, but it can be one if you're not careful. Also, there's a Star Wars reference. Yeah, that's a reference to the A New Hope thing where they fall in the trash compactor. Also, here's the voodoo doll. So, oh, you probably didn't see it very well, but you can see that I'll show it off on another level. There's a few that actually have this issue. Actually, I think if I look up, it's kind of fine here, but there's a couple of levels where that's actually much more prevalent. You'll be able to see where the the effect is kind of wearing thin on the whole teleporter business. So yeah, the voodoo doll, I'll use it a little bit. I'll show you how this works. So if I alt-fire, I'll actually use a lot of it and kind of make a big explosion. But it is basically a hit scan weapon. It's a little sluggish, but it does put enemies into a pain state, like you can see right there. Does it work on innocents? Oh, it does, okay. So if you don't have a target, you just start taking damage. So that's the gimmick behind it. It's actually pretty cool. Like I said earlier in the first episode, if you play multiplayer and you use that on somebody, if Caleb does the ball hit animation, you'll actually holster your weapon like that, and you'll also like lose eyesight for a few seconds if he hits it in the eye. It's quite a cool mechanic that really wasn't done any other game afterwards, I think. I don't even think Blood 2 does that, but Blood 2 doesn't do anything right, so I really don't have anything for you there. I'm sorry. So this is actually quite a cool level. All the levels in Blood do kind of connect to each other. There's obviously some, you know, that don't, because let's face it, it's actually very difficult to make every single level have a cohesive reason in this day and age. Or sorry, in this day this game was made. So, but it does do a good job of conveying that, like, ganglion depths to, like, the belly of the beast level, whatever it's called. I don't know how that works. It just does. This game's weird. This is also a pretty damn cool level. You'd think because it's a maze in an old school FPS game that it's actually incredibly frustrating. Not so much. I really think that Blood really does have, like, a good grasp of what, like, mazes look like and how they play. I really don't know how to explain it. Like, if you take Doom's level design is kind of fucking strange, so, well, initially, I should say, not like, you know, a user-made level. But, in Doom, a maze was just that. It was a maze. You had no idea, there was hardly any landmarks and stuff to go by, so levels could just be kind of weird, and that doesn't really happen as much in this, this game. I mean, levels can still have some weird geometry and some weird shit behind them. I definitely think The Haunting is a fantastic example of, like, level design, but there's some areas in this chapter as well that are very, very iffy. They have some clearly weird, like, philosophy. Like, I think I think the next level, actually, where we have to go into, like, a replica sort of thing of the Shining building thing. Overlook Hotel. There we go. I haven't seen The Shining in a while. I actually like it. It's one of my favorite movies. Everyone goes, oh, Shelley Duvall. Yeah, she's not a great actress. She never really was. Get over it. Boo-hoo. Stanley Kubrick pushed her. No, Shelley Duvall had issues before that for a long time, and Stanley Kubrick had very little effect on it, so quit your pop culture high horse that you know a fact that every single person knows. I've actually watched the fucking documentary it's from. Trust me, I don't think she's a bad actress, but she just... Kubrick probably pushed her for a lot of reasons, and I don't think it was just for blatant, like, sexism or anything like that. This is a time puzzle. If you get that, you can get a life seed as well. I don't know where every secret is, obviously. I've been, you know, kind of blitzing through some of them, but there's some that I actually do know that are really useful. But, damn. There's also a really cool level in here, The Haunting, which is based, I believe, off of a TV series at the time. I don't remember. I didn't watch a lot of TV as a kid. I also love how flare guns cause enemies to explode. There's just something endearing about that. Also, I love this. This is actually really cute. Yeah, you're technically just thawing out the spa. Isn't that, like, really cute? I like that. That's why I like this game a lot. There's shit like this that's just, it's endearing. It's pretty cute how they made it. I really do think Blood is it's a very messy, no pun intended, kind of game, but when it works and it's firing on all cylinders, it's a fantastic experience. It really is. And especially looking back at it in retrospect, it still holds up really well. Obviously, you know, Dusk is what probably got a lot more people into playing it. And I mean, Civi's wonderful videos on it also probably helped too, but, you know, Blood on its own was kind of a forgotten game, and a lot of that is because, you know, Monolith, you know, got bought out by Atari. Atari didn't license the source code at all. That really doesn't help a game in terms of life. So, as far as I'm concerned, I think, you know, Blood is absolutely one of the best shooters of its era. I wouldn't say of all time. It's still got a lot more flaws than I'm willing to, you know, say is necessary. A lot of it just comes down to, you know, overall, like, little design things that add up over time. But I don't think it's, you know, bad. I think it's absolutely a fantastic shooter. I have a lot more praise than I do negativity for it.
Come out, wherever you are.
So yeah, this is the game's version of the Outlook Hotel from, what's it called? The Shining, which also, I've seen that recreation. If you guys ever want to know some of the shit I watch, look up Robert Agar. He does this really fantastic video of the weird geometry in the Overlook Hotel. And like I was saying earlier, I don't think Stanley Kubrick was a lunatic. I think he just had a very keen attention to detail in film. And if you look at like some of the shot geometry, which most people probably notice watching the film. Most people probably notice it watching the film, but at the same time, you'll see like someone made like a Duke 3D mod that actually recreated the Overlook Hotel, and they found out that like there's just impossible geometry. Like, how the hell is there a window outside if there's like a, you know, room next door? Like, it's a lot of shot-by-shot stuff you have to pay attention to. It's pretty cool, which is another reason why I like that movie. I think, oh dear, I don't want to use my boots right now. I want to hold on to these as long as I can. They're not like the jetpack, but they're pretty damn good. Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, I really quite like The Shining a lot. This is probably one of the longest levels in the game as well. It's also one of the most difficult. Every chapter tends to have its really fucking hard level. And I'd say this is this one's. It's very difficult. I think the geometry of it is actually pretty fine. The pacing is okay. I don't think it's that bad. Also, if you notice, also even the stones bleed. Everything in Blood bleeds. That's all you gotta know. So, like, you can see what I mean. But yeah, I think this is actually a really fun level. I really enjoy Chapter 3 quite a bit as well. I think Chapter 4 is kind of weak, but at the same time, it's the end of the game. I kind of expect it. You know, you run out of steam after a while. So the first thing you want to do is fucking unload into this area, because there is a shitload of dudes in there. And it is not a fun time to be stuck in any of that. So, oh god. I've said it once and I'll say it again, those chain gunner units, the Tommy gun units, are incredibly damaging. And that's also a trap up there as well, which, I was saying this in the last episode, the game doesn't really signpost that that's a trap until you notice it the first time, so when we go over there, there's actually a... Oh, what the hell? Why don't I just do it? So, yeah, there you go. Like, there's a lot of shit like this that Boots of Jumping can trivialize, and you can skip a lot of the level geometry. So, I personally think that's pretty cool. Even, like, the little shit like this, that, like, you can just touch that and, like, open the gate up. It's really cute. So, a lot of this level has like secrets that connect into each other. I think no, this one's solid. Never mind. There's a couple of areas that are like that where you go behind everything. It's really cool. I mean, I'm sure this was just fantastic back in the days of multiplayer. I've never played Blood Online, so I have zero experience of which to speak about it. But you can see there, you can see where that little thing goes out to. It's really cool. There's a lot of shit in Blood that's really subtle. It's designed by the same guy that made, I believe, a lot of the Duke 3D levels. So that's why a lot of it has that really good polish. I mean, some levels are just okay, but there's not really many outright bad, broken, or shitty levels in this game. I know you're probably thinking, oh, what about Aqueducts? Well, Aqueducts isn't that hard. I know it's probably heresy for me to say that, but I think I've played this game more than enough times to know that Aqueducts is a difficult level. So we'll get there when we get there. Even my botched, like, scrapped playthrough of this game that I did yeah, I totally meant to type. Oh, excuse me. Totally meant to type that out. Yeah, even my totally botched version of the game that I recorded, and I don't even think is up, thank God. I actually did just fine on Aqueducts as well. I'd say I've beaten Blood maybe a dozen times or so. So I'm not, like, you know, 210%, like, familiar with it. I'm much more familiar with Doom. I'm not really familiar with build engine games, if I'm honest. I really don't play them as often as, like, Doom engine games. So also, you might notice the trend of this game. If there's an area that you haven't been into, just fucking throw dynamite into it and pray to God it kills something, because you probably will. Oh, hell. I don't have any flares, really, so that makes this a little bit iffy. Also, this is a new weapon as well, the aerosol can. So, you can also right-click it to, you know, make a grenade. That's about the only thing I use it for. You can see why I don't like it. It's just not very effective. There's also nothing up there. I know that's weird, but there's nothing... In an area that looks like there would be secrets in it, there's nothing there. That's always bugged me about this level. Also, you can see that all this is interconnected into the level. I really love that, but I also at the same time really hate that. Because... oh shit. Oh, this is a nasty, nasty area. Are they shooting innocents? I can't tell. Oh, God, that's what's going on. Okay. That cultist just spewed out some fucking bars. Wow. I've never really heard them be that long of a vocal before. Probably because I don't let them live very long. Usually I go through this area from the top and then just chuck stuff down at them, so it's a little bit more doable. Right now I'm in a bit of a different situation, obviously. So, yeah, the general, like, average way to play this level is to just kind of clear areas out. Oh, shit. Now they're all gonna be in here. This is awful. There's at least two more, I'm pretty sure. Let me save just in case. Yeah, he's in that corner. Ugh! Okay, so the trap's been sprung. And that's fine. I don't really care about gargoyles. They don't really do that much damage. I mean, despite them being like the cacodemons of this game, they really don't do that much. They're relatively okay, like, in terms of fighting. I've never had very many issues with them. The best way to take care of them is just shotguns, and then when you get at the Tesla gun, that's just absolutely stupidly easy at that point. Oh, hell. That is a little bit of a waste, but it's all good. Also, there's these hands that I'm just chucking dynamite at. If they touch you, you have to mash the E key, and then they stop touching you. It's really awful. Especially if you get, like, stuck on one. They're just not fun. Also, these actually blink. Let's see. Yeah, see, they'll actually blink and then open their eyes later. Yeah, a little cute little thing you can notice if you ever pay attention to that. There's a lot of shit in this game that's just very I mean, those are obviously a reference to Evil Dead, where, well, Evil of Dead, the hand, and then there's also the, what's it called, scene from Army of Darkness where the Deadite screams, "I'll swallow your soul!" Fucking love that movie. I love that movie because it's so fucking stupid, and that's why it's so fun. So, anyways, this is also another new enemy we're going to encounter as well. Also, yeah, this is the reference to The Shining as well, one of the rooms that has them, but if you've ever seen The Shining, there's a scene where there's a crazy lady in the bathroom, one of the rooms. Are you out of your fucking mind? Where the zombie hag gets out of the bathtub. That's a great scene. You should just go watch it. It's fantastic. Also, I'm pretty sure if you pick up all these tomes, that it ends the level into a secret level, I'm pretty sure. I'd never really been a fan of this level, like, in terms of that. I'm not even oh shit, there we go. So this is a phantasm. You can see he's actually invisible, and he's non-corporeal. By the way, it's not Corporal Beast, if you're ever curious. It's Corporeal Beast. God, that's like one of my triggers. It really is. Whenever someone calls Corporeal Beast in RuneScape Corporal Beast, I'm like, that's not even how it's spelled. Like, that's not even close. I know it's a running joke at this point, but still. So, oh man. So this level is probably the bulk of the entire chapter, if I had to say anything. You can see just how many rooms there really is in this game. Or this level. Oh, that was a dumb idea. See, if this was old build, that would have actually killed me. So that's pretty lucky that doesn't do that. But you can just see how much the levels are interconnected. There's actually, yeah, there's a phantasm. And I think there's also boots in this area as well. Oh, hell. This is the biggest problem. I don't have anything to really kill these guys with effectively, so I'm just going to kind of leave them alone. This is why I said this level is pretty cool, but it does take up a lot of time. It takes up a lot of memorization, and also it's just got a lot of shit to do in it. So it's easy to get lost. That's all I can say. I know what I'm doing, but I just need to get ammo. That's the main thing. I'm sure I've dropped some somewhere that I haven't noticed yet. Also, there's different flavors of dynamite. There's good old-fashioned vanilla dynamite, and then you also have the detonator one, which is pretty much like the pipe bomb from Duke Nukem, if you're familiar with that. Not as fluid, I will say. I mean, they've never been fluid. I think the dynamite itself is just way better on its own. So, I want that ammo, man. I know there's shotgun shells up there. One of these things lowers. There we go. Yeah, there's another tome up here. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 tomes, and then you can like do some shit. I can't remember. I've done it a long time ago. Here, stay in there. I don't want to hear you keep yelling at me like a fucking early YouTuber. I did that too, but whatever. You know, I'm able to make fun of myself. Oh shit, so there you go. Just spam E whenever you get grabbed by these things. A shotgun shell or the Tommy gun. Oh, this is the one, yeah. Oh hell. So if you're in here, you can go and then, oh, that's spooky, man. I don't like that. Also in, oh, what's it called? It's the first expansion pack. There's a little doodad you can do where if you go up to a mirror and you break it, little Caleb spawn. This is also, by the way, supposed to be your first, there's another tome. I'm pretty sure the tome and the crystal ball were all multiplayer items as well. I could be wrong. This is where you're supposed to see your first phantasm as well. He's supposed to come flying out of the closet at you. I didn't do it that way, obviously, so we're gonna do it this way. But yeah, I think I have all the main keys I need. I'm pretty sure I could just end the level at this point. So, shit. Oh, this is not good. Oh, fuck. Oof. If this was normal, and I could actually... Oh, you piss lips. There we go. And I could actually just, you know, go through the level properly with ammo. We're almost done. This is all supposed to be the bar area as well. So you can skip this door if you go through here, which I recommend. Turn the lights back on. It's too dark in here, man. I don't like this. I have a lot of dynamite. I guess I've been saving it up. The proxy detonator is really bad, which is the green one here. I don't like that at all. I've never been... It's just so inconsistent. I don't think I've ever really managed to be good with it. I'm sure it's great in online, like the tripwire in Duke, but... Ugh, it's just pretty fucking abysmal in this. Like, enemies move too fast, so... This is a really good level. This is the Haunting. So, those of you who actually are interested in blood, this is the only level in the game that's not a user-generated level that has only the undead enemies and, like, the gargoyles. There's not a single cultist in this entire level. I don't know about on other difficulties, but I'm pretty sure it stays consistent. Also, that gargoyle does drop a life seed. That's why I killed him. So phantasms, I think everyone says, oh, it's weak to fire. I don't have the fucking patience or the time or the ammo to want to stand there and try and, oh, fucking aim. That is annoying when that happens. Sometimes the auto-aim does what it wants, and that happens, so just be mindful of it. Oh, damn, I was hoping I could jump on that hedge. I might as well just use the TNT on him, I guess. I have a fuckload of TNT. TNT actually caps at 50. This is also a good level to practice, because it also demonstrates how to fight the undead enemies pretty easily. But at this point in the game, you should probably have figured it out that you want to use primarily your, you know, explosives and, like, flare gun on undead. It's just much safer. It's much more practical, much more ammo efficient as well. In an area like this, I'm going to use the Tommy gun, though, because this... Yeah, this is not a fun area to go through with explosives, as you can tell. So, I also like how all the level is connected to the last one as well. Like, it's a whole new, creepy-looking hedge maze area. I've actually never been in a hedge maze. I don't think there's very many of them in Oregon. And amazingly, they actually did film The Shining in Oregon for a few shots. I think the Overlook Hotel, that's an actual, like, hotel in Oregon. I just can't remember. The interior was all set. I'm pretty damn, like, certain on that. Like, I've seen how they made it. It's pretty pretty. Like, it's pretty pretty. Yeah, it's pretty pretty. It's pretty cool how they made, like, that whole movie. It's quite interesting. There's a lot of cool documentaries. There's also a lot of really shit garbage information out there about The Shining as well. Like, oh, the key spells moon room. That's bullshit, and don't try and make me believe you. It's not. There's definitely a lot of deeper shit in The Shining than a lot of a lot of viewers, you play movies, don't you? That a lot of viewers probably don't pick up on, like that what's-his-name probably abuses Danny. There's a lot of just, like, really... There's a lot of subtle Native American genocide references as well. I've seen... Just go watch Rob Agar's views. Fucking, his videos are fantastic, and from Collative Learning, they're just amazing. He does such fucking awesome work, and he puts almost all of it up for free on YouTube, and the rest you can buy off of his website. He does a lot of fantastic shit for Shining. And he also does stuff for, like, 2001 Space Odyssey. Just lots of other cool shit, too. Just get rid of this screaming asshole. It takes 6 shotgun shells to kill a phantasm on normal difficulty. They aren't really a hazard so much as they are irritating. I've never really found them to be that much of a problem. They just kind of body you at times, and they can be annoying. Other than that, though, they're not really that bad. But this level is pretty much like the last one. It's just very massive. There's a lot of shit to do in it. We basically got to get, like, a pool key, is what I'm trying to remember. Like, describing it, I guess. I know what I'm doing it, essentially, but, like... You see, everyone says, oh, they're weak to fire. What? Look how fucking long it takes to kill them with fire. That's not true at all. I don't know whoever started that rumor, but it's bullshit. I'm sure if I look at the coding and it said weak to fire, then I might change my mind, but as it stands, I don't believe that shit at all, so... But yeah, this level is pretty massive. It's like I said, this level and the Shining Overlook Hotel level are pretty much like the big levels of this entire pack. I mean, it's still really cool though. I do like the idea of doing like interior environments in the build engine, but the problem is they can be massive because that was just what you did back then. I mean, amazingly, and it sounds crazy, but like back in the day, you just made games as big as you could because you wanted to get the most out of it, and you also wanted everybody to like explore your shit and take forever to do it. But that was just how you padded a game out. Nowadays, that shit's unacceptable by most people's definition. By mine, to an extent. I think if a game is played well, it's fine to pad it out. But if we're talking like Halo 1, the library, okay, that shit's fucking awful. Like, that is literally just copy-paste 3 times, and it takes like an hour. It's not even hard, it just fucking taxes your brain because you're doing it so fucking long that it just, you start to lose it after a while. So, I don't think it's terrible to pad out a game. If you have to, try not to, because, I mean, personally, it doesn't matter if a game is short, in my opinion, if it's made well. I think, personally, a game should be an average of 6 to 8 hours long. It doesn't need to be fucking 10. It doesn't need to be 12. Just as much as film doesn't need to be 8 hours long, split into 17 different films and 55 different fucking movie franchise branching all together into one big thing. No. A film just needs to be like an hour and a half. Maybe 2 tops. Anything else, it's just filler. I'm sorry. And if you're like, oh, why do you have such negative opinions on film? It's because I'm a writer, and of course, you know, filler in writing, that's a big no-no. You don't do that. Filler in writing, look, you can do filler if it's done properly. I'd say good filler would be like the world-building shit in like Tolkien, or, you know, even Harry Potter's filler is okay. Like, it's, but the film, no. Film, you don't want any filler. Film, you want to have move on. I get so tired of people, like, complaining about, oh, this gets cut, this gets cut, this gets cut. Well, yeah, obviously it's gonna get cut because some shit's, like, just 8 hours long, or it's completely unnecessary to the movie experience. Like, film is a very different beast. Also, this is a boots of jumping shortcut I'm gonna do here, so... This is a little scummy, but you know what? I'm a speedrunner, so you're just gonna have to deal with me on this one. So, this is another way to get the moon room key. I just wanted to say moon room, because that fucking conspiracy theory video makes me laugh. Seriously, look it up. It's like, it spells moon room. It also can spell moron. That's like the best part of that thing from Robert Agar. Anyways, but yeah, there's a lot of shit that I don't like about film. And I also just don't think film criticism exists anymore. Like, from the general public, because they just consider, oh, it's all negative and it's all toxic. Ugh, I hate that word. I think the word toxic has lost all meaning in the past decade. It's just awful. I think this is supposed to have some lighting, but I think this is a little botched. I'm 100% certain, yeah, see, that it kicks in after a while. It's not supposed to do that. But yeah, to me, film is a different medium than games. Which is like, I have a coworker who was talking about how, oh, the guy that did Peeves got cut out of the Harry Potter films. I'm like, yeah, well, Peeves was not an important character, but they reviewed 2 hours worth of stuff. I'm like, yeah, but it just probably got cut. It just wasn't necessary. Peeves is not an essential character to Harry Potter, but he helps in the Battle of Hogwarts. But how? That movie is fucking terrible, by the way. I cannot stand the last 3 Harry Potter films. They're fucking awful. Ugh. They really are, and I'm not even trying to just be, oh, it's bad, because it's bad. I fucking love the first, like, 2. The third one is where it starts to dip in quality. Goblet of Fire is pretty awful. And this is because I've actually read the books, right? That's like, oh yeah, they don't even mention Rita Skeeter was like a, like fucking animagus, but her animagus was an insect. Also, there's a texturing issue. It's not supposed to be like that, obviously. They don't explain like the maze very well. The maze is significantly fucking terrible in the film. Mad Eye Moody is okay, I guess. I don't think they did him too bad. I think he was okay in the film. I mean...
I need a key.
Yeah, I know, right? I need a key too. So, I mean, it's not the worst, but it's where it starts to fall apart. Order of Phoenix is just shit. I'm sorry. That movie is bad. Everything about it is just...
I need a key.
Yeah, it's I need a key. It's I need a key levels of bad. It's just not very good. It's poorly paced, it's poorly edited, it's just... It feels rushed in a very ungood way. I think that's my biggest gripe. There's a lot of shit that doesn't get explained, there's a lot of just... You know, and I get it, but I also have read the book, so everything means more to me. Also, this is a good way to end the level quickly, which I'm going to do because this level's a bit iffy. It's got a lot of really shitty platforming that I'm just gonna say no. So, also, I'm gonna say right now, boots of jumping, they do kind of break the game. So, anyways, yeah, I just think film nowadays is so digestible to the average idiot that it doesn't... When there's actual criticism, people just want to say you're either, like, a racist, a monster, a homophobe, whatever, and they don't want to just say, yeah, well, the movie's terrible. Get over it. It's like, film is a timed experience. If you waste time, it's your fucking time gone. It's not time at your own expense like a video game. It's a totally different type of, like, medium, which is why I'm so much more critical of it, especially as a writer, because, oh god, like, I don't understand why people like a lot of shit, but if you like it, you like it, you don't, That's all there is to it. I'm gonna ignore the minecart because I just don't wanna. So, also, have I mentioned the fucking napalm gun is just ridiculous in this game? It is hilariously broken. By the way, look how much ammo I have for it. This is another issue with Blood, is you tend to stock up a ton of ammo for some weapons over time. And this jump does not need boots of jumping. No, that was just a bad jump. It doesn't need the boots, I can promise you that right now. This is just a very... Oh my god. There we go. It's a very finicky jump. It's not, like, impossible. It's just... You can use the boots, but I'm going to use those for something else too. So I want to make sure I'm maximizing my resources. Anyways, so... Yeah, I'm much less critical on games. I'm more critical on film because I think film... Just people just go, oh, it's good! And they don't say why. I know you don't have to say an entire detailed sentence to say, yeah, I saw the movie, this was good. But when people just leave it at that and they don't have any explanation, that's why it's like TV, I just don't give a shit, it's just time waste. I'd rather waste my time playing a video game than or playing RuneScape, for God's sake, than watching, like, fucking Keeping Up with the Kardashians or something. Like, I would rather play this and record it for the interwebs and make people entertained than watch fucking Breaking Bad. I don't know. I've seen stuff from Breaking Bad. I get why it's a good show. I don't think it's the worst thing ever made. Also, if you look down here, that's not supposed to be there. That's actually supposed to be the sector below me, which, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use my boots and get up here. So this is a little bit of sequence breaky, but it's all good. I'm not gonna worry about it. This is hard to see, but yeah, that switch, go ahead and flick it over. I will show you guys what this does. So, yeah, we drop down here. There's some phantasms, and there's a lot of HP in here. So if you need HP, it's right there. Also, there's also ports of blood that don't let you do this with the corpses. It's a weird thing that gets omitted. Also, Cryptic Passage has, like, weird corpses. They don't work properly. Like, they're oversized sprites, and they don't explode, which is weird. But yeah, this is how you actually do this level properly if you're ever curious. You jump down here, you're gonna get boots, and then you can jump up there. It's not very difficult. That switch I hit also just turns on the machinery, which you can go all the way around, and then you do that. Not that difficult. So, I'm pretty sure you don't even need boots of jumping to break into the next area, so I don't remember. It doesn't really matter that much. So, this is also the last level in the level set before the boss, which is kind of sad. So yeah, you just go over there and you spit out over to here. So, that's all that really does. So, this is the new area you need to be in. Like I said, the maps aren't super convoluted, but they definitely... they can be a chore sometimes. Also, this is why I didn't take the minecart. I just wanted to shoot these dudes out. They can be a real pain in the ass, so my best advice is just say fuck the minecart. You don't need it. Just do it. Oh, Jesus. Just do what I did and just shoot napalm at them. It's much, much safer. Oof. Yeah, also that should kill you instantly, I'm pretty sure, if you touch it. And it's very easy to do that if you're not careful. There's a lot of traps in this game that are like that. So, alright, this area... there is a pretty generous amount of time before you actually run out of oxygen, but I don't recommend doing that. So, okay, let's go ahead and get this diving suit. It functions virtually identically to the one in Duke Nukem. It just, you know, auto-equips. It's pretty, like, pointless at times, because the underwater sections of this game aren't very long. So just push this. Also, this is a unique thing in Blood as well. I don't think there's anything like that in Shadow Warrior. There's also levers as well. So, because in Doom and stuff, it was just a switch you push, and then, like, things happen. This is more like an animated sprite moving to move a sector. It's pretty cool how that actually is working. You see, I love, like, actually, I did not mean to use that. Wow, that's like the only time I've ever managed to make the proxy TNT actually work properly. I'm a little scared too. So, let's see if I can get... these gargoyles aren't a huge problem, but I just don't want to deal with them. I hope that makes sense, right? Ugh. Also, those explosions are borderline instant kill. So don't fuck around. That's all there is to it. I'm not really worried about wasting a lot of my ammo here, because the next boss is actually really, really easy. She is pretty, like, annoying, but annoying is better than... oh, God. Ugh. I was gonna... there we go. Don't you dare knock me off, because I don't know the last time I quick-saved. Okay, there we go. So you can see the weapons in Blood are insanely, like, strong. And they also fucking hurt you like hell if you get hit by them, too. So this is a scripted event. Just let this thing blow up. Well, you have to shoot the wall, sorry. But just wait. Don't try to run forward. It's a really bad, fucking terrible idea. Oh, I thought I was gonna hit him. There we go. So, yeah, the next boss is pretty easy. I don't think she's very difficult. I've never had any issue with her before. And much like other FPS games of the time, almost all the bosses you encounter, except Chernobog, end up being like a mini-boss later on. I mean, I've played Z-Blood. They used Chernobog as a mini-boss. So we have a little version of a stone gargoyle. I'm not going to fight him because I'm a pussy, I guess. But also because I want to conserve ammo. So, they're not really worth killing anyways. They just...
Hey, she-bitch, let's go.
yeah. Also, that's a reference to Evil Dead as well. Which is from Army of Darkness. Which is arguably one of the best films ever created. Fantastic movie. If you haven't seen that, just go watch it. It's just... oh, it's so much fun. It's one of the few movies I like. Because it's just so damn fun. It's a very huge departure. So this is Sheol. She's named after Shelob the spider from Lord of the Rings, basically. She's quite light, which allows you to move her around with explosives. But she's also very, very frail. She's probably going to die really quickly here. Let's just do that. There we go. That should... yeah, she's toast. What's in the bowl, bitch? That's a stand-up reference. I can't remember what. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You just nuke her with fire and she dies.
Forgive me, old friend. Truly, truly, I say unto you, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you.
So yeah, Caleb's a thirsty bitch. So yeah, that's the second episode. It's pretty much awesome. I think it's one of the better ones in the game. So I'll see you in the next one.